Today on The Next Big Bite, we're diving into one of Mumbai's greatest exports, Pav Bhaji, and the community circles that make Power Platform come alive. Hey everyone, welcome to The Next Big Bite, where we literally break bread, or in this case, Pav, with people building, empowering, and inspiring the global community. We're here today with somebody who is essential to the community, Sameer Bhangar. Welcome, my friend.
Well, thanks, Nick, for having me. It's an absolute pleasure. I'm here to share with you, in my biased opinion, what might be some of the best food on earth.
So tell me about why is this special to you?
Yeah, so I grew up in Mumbai, extremely close to the city, and this is food we'd get on the street when we'd go out. And you see these guys making it in a big, what they call a tawa, mixing in onions, tomatoes, potatoes, peas, and it's all mixed together with a whole bunch of spice. So excited to share it with you.
Okay, so let's dig in.
You can just, take some raw onions. Again, just like, the Power Platform we talk about, you've got a bunch of building blocks and you can make your own version of it that makes, to the amount that works for you.
This is like the original low-code snack, right?
It is.
Food was great. Thank you so much for sharing that with me.
Yeah, that was really good. It was the right amount of spice. Could use a little bit of water.
So let's move on to you. We've had some amazing roles within community. Tell me a little bit how that journey has evolved.
Yeah, so I came back to Microsoft in 2016 in my second stint here. And I joined what then became the PowerCat team when we were just starting it off. And we were just, going out and looking for customers that would kind of believe in this low-code vision, where we're building real things, had use cases, scenarios, helping them. And then what started to form around that was this whole community of makers.
And it feels like your role has gone from like supporting community to more like activating community programs. Is that right?
Yeah, I think, community has so many contexts and it's often an overloaded term, but there's an element of I need help and I go out and the community helps me out, super valuable. And then on the other hand, what we've played, I've been fortunate enough to play a role in is actually who's doing amazing work, going and finding, discovering them. In some cases, we try and, showcase their stories, whether it's with things like Power Apps Champ cards in the early days or having them on stage at various events. I think we undervalue how much that connection can grow over time because each one sort of just adds up.
So let's break down the three big community circles that you're involved in. So start with the large scale groups, the MVPs, the super users, the user groups.
They really drive this big machinery of scale to welcome more people into the fold. I just love watching our MVPs, for example, going out and passionately talking about the platform, the product, what they've learned, and then they want to share their learnings, and that intrinsically motivates them.
And then you have the smaller, the NDA style communities, so community champions and product advisory groups. Tell me about those.
To complement some of our larger efforts, end of the day, I want to be in communities and groups where people know my name and I know other people's name. I have a sense of belonging, along with people who are really early adopters of the platform and can help shape it. And so when we think of our customer advisory board, a champions group that's constantly providing early adopter feedback, when I can learn something, share what I'm learning, work with others, get help along the way, wouldn't be that much fun eating this Pav Bhaji alone. The fact that we've been able to eat it together, you're going to now go tell someone else about the Pav Bhaji you had, and then maybe a week from now, we might be four of us back together. And seeing a lot of that grow has really been valuable.
And then that third circle being the communities within organizations. So you mentioned that Lumen has like 5,000 makers, is that right?
Yeah. So especially with this low-code movement, Power Platform, when Copilot Studio, as that's lowered the bar, the whole idea is inside organization, and it's no longer just the few select IT folks or the few select pro devs that are building these solutions. And one of the fun things that's been nice to see with these communities within organizations is the career advancement and how careers have evolved, right, through people getting engaged. We had one particularly meaningful quote from one of the makers was when he came back and told us, my CIO knows my name because of the platform and because of all the connection with the community. And he's had, 3 or 5 promotions over the last N number of years, something that he said was not heard of. So hearing back kind of that kind of gratitude from people inside organizations, hugely validating.
And so it's no longer the communities out there doing the work, it's communities inside these organizations.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the platform lends itself really well to that. So as you take back, whether you take what you learn and bring it into your own, user groups and local communities, but one other construct of that is the organization. And that's been quite real and empowering to see at scale.
Okay, so before we wrap, is there one takeaway bite that you'd love to share with everybody watching?
Community is not some abstract thing out there. It's really about connecting with each other. And so if I had one call to action, it would be go start your own user group or go start your own little pocket within your organization. You could be phoned with one WhatsApp group with 5 people that then turns into a whole movement.
Well, thank you for being here today. The amazing conversation, of course, the Pav Bhaji. I think you really set the bar high. And I think the dish that we had today really belongs in the Next Big Bite Hall of Fame.
I'd really like to end on a note of gratitude. Huge thank you for everyone out there in the community doing just simply amazing work. So I hope they keep learning, sharing what they're doing. And then huge shout out and thank you to our leaders. I think they believe in and value what community brings as we co-create this platform and product together. And that's been hugely empowering, for me personally, but I think that extends out to the broader community.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.